Girl talk.
Good evening, Gotham! Boom! Hard out. That's how we do things here. Good evening, Gotham. Hey, everyone. Thank you for coming in, hanging out. Let's get some of that background music going, shall we? Let's do that. Let's get it rolling. It is just me tonight. Lexi's got work tonight. She might hop on later. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been a slow news week. Don't know if any of you have noticed. DC's not really in the news right now. That can be a good thing or a bad thing. That's all depending on your thoughts on that. Just fix that there a little bit. And yeah, so here we go. It's just me. We're gonna wing it. I'm gonna talk about my Warner Brothers studio tour. Myself and Betty, we went down to Los Angeles for like just over a week, and we did a lot. And one of those things was we did a bunch of studio tours. This one we paid for, though. I didn't have any ins in the business to get me in, but we did go to Lucasfilm. We went to Disney Animation, and we did Warner Brothers, like all in one day, and they're all right next to each other, so it was very convenient. Yes, we did have to walk through the picket lines, but we also showed our support when we walked through, just to make sure that they knew we were just tourists and not a couple of scabs. So let's kick things off. Let's say hi to the chat, because without the chat, this wouldn't really be as fun. So thank you all for being here. Derek Hoover is going to catch us later tonight. Awesome. Big shout out to Derek for when he listens later on. All right. Stanley is here. Harry Dempsey is here. Smoked Ham 7 Flash 739. Ooh, my dyslexia just about kicked in there. Matt Bush is here. Thanos Copter, Gotham Stalker, Kayla Silva, and her awesome new toy show. Why am I blanking? I keep wanting to call it Get the Fuck Out. And just because of the acronym, it always messes me up. Brandon 3G is here as well. So thank you all for being here. And yeah, if you got a moment, if you can spare a like, please hit that like button. Right? Let's all be here. Bat Boy Versus is also here. We gave Bat Boy a nice big shout out, but I don't think he is related to the one from the Weekly World News. We had a big long chat on the extreme to anxiety about Weekly World News, and it was fantastic. I love this stuff. There we go. Geek the F out. It's just a geeky channel. Not necessarily it's true. It's true, but it's great. Everyone, please go check out that channel and give them a like and subscribe as well, please. But yeah, that's where I was a couple weeks ago. I was out in Los Angeles being a tourist, and you know what? It was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, I had a blast. And so, of course, as one does, I went through and took some photos of the Warner Brothers studio tour. And there it is. There's the channel, folks. Geek the F out. Everyone check it out. Yeah, I went through. I took photos. So let's go through it. It's been a slow news week, unless something has popped up that I haven't been paying attention to, because I've kind of been just busy doing home stuff since I got home. And I haven't really been checking much of the internet. So I even checked today to be like, is there any Batman news? A lot of PlayStation news today. I don't know if anyone watched the PlayStation the PlayStation showcase. Whew. If you did, outside of Spider-Man, did anything stick out to any of you? I mean, we all know Street Fighter 6 is coming. It's going to be here shortly. That Spider-Man game looked pretty awesome. But next week, we'll do a monthly Marvel. Would love to talk about Spider-Man without Spider-Verse yet, because I think the next week's Gotham City Tonight is the last episode of Gotham City Tonight before Spider-Verse opens. I'm going on the 1st to go watch a movie I made. All right. So as we go through these photos, this is one of the big plaques on the wall when you first enter in. They're talking about when they're talking about sound design. So when you walk into the Warner Brothers tour, and you go into their first little bit of the office. See, I feel like this is like an old school slideshow. Do you remember, like, you'd see like people in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they'd have that little clicker and be like, these are our summer vacation photos. Everyone take a look. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing the modern version of that, except everyone on YouTube is invited. But yeah, this is when you first walk in, this is the stuff that you see. Oh, look at this. Couldn't preview file. Well, forget that. There was some cool video of that. So they got just other, like, just stuff, like Jack Warner's personal belongings on displays for when you first walk in. So when you first walk in, this is before you even get on your little like trolley. They take you through a tour. There's like a whole history room with animation, the studio grounds itself, the Warner Brothers. I was very shocked and offended. The Wacko, Yakko, and Dot were not represented in that on that wall, because clearly, that's Warner Brothers. There was no Sister Dot apparently to these people. Don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, they just kind of threw his personal belongings on there. That's his address book. I don't know why I didn't take a picture of the address book. That was like the coolest thing. But yeah, here we go. As we start going on to the tour, the first thing I start going is like, hey, I know some of this. Right? And as we all know, that is from Batman 66. So there are, like I was saying before, I think for anyone who's new and does not know, I did mention that I knew that there was a few of the buildings from Batman 66 still in the studio lot today and still being used. I think the last time it's blatantly used in Argo, for instance. We all know my co-host on Toy Anxiety, Craig Goldberg. He is a huge fan of Ben Affleck, so he might have noticed this. Maybe not. Who knows? But this is why this building is one of the big reasons why I think Batman 66 might get a small cameo in, in The Flash. Which, by the way, there's already been screenings of it. We're not going to talk about the screenings of The Flash that has happened. I have not been checking the internet to even see what the reviews are. The one thing I did see about the Flash and the reviews that have come out, it has been, that apparently that wasn't the whole movie, and they didn't have the after credits sequence. So they're still kind of previewing it to people, but it's not the complete movie, which I find weird. And I don't know what studios are doing right now as far as like how they preview their movies and stuff. And I like either show the movie or don't. Like, come on, let's get with the now, right? So there we are, hanging out. Nice, beautiful lens flare. J.J. Abrams would be very, very proud of us for these lens flares. But yeah, there it is. I believe that's City Hall. They had it. So they had a lot of big. So the next building you kind of go into, they had because it's Asian Pacific Heritage Month. So they had a bunch of costumes from all over the scope of Warner Brothers, because they're also celebrating 100 years of Warner Brothers, which is a absolute big deal to them, right? Oh, hang on. Just want to pop this up from Smoked Ham. Stay away from the news on The Flash. They ruined a big spoiler. Okay. Note to everybody. Just stay off the internet. Stay off the internet until July. Just do that. That'll avoid The Flash, Indiana Jones, Spider-Verse. I feel like there's a fourth movie coming out in June, and I can't remember what it is. Barbie, or is that July? Just stay off the internet. I think that's a good plan. Stay off Twitter, everybody. Just get off of it. Nobody needs it. But yeah, it's Pacific Asian Heritage Month, and they're celebrating it. So they had a whole room full of just costumes from a whole bunch of movies and characters who are, well, Asian. So there's ones from Shazam. There's the Poison Ivy from Gotham. By the way, that's a badass costume. I don't care what anyone says. I'm all for it. They have their own animation section there as well, where they celebrate animation. That is the only place, as you will see down here, that is the only place where you will find Wacko, Yakko, and Dot. Big problems there. But it's not the only place you find Tiny Toons. In the video I was going to show you, they did a whole big thing on Tiny Toons. I guess I'm assuming that's because they're doing a quick little comeback thing. But it is nice to see these character boards, storyboards, and original artwork from Batman animated series, because the series is very important. And they had a big thing on that when you walk in as well. I didn't want to show everybody everything. I mean, come on. Justice League, again, we all love that show here, right? There's that close-up of the Batwing and Superman. Bugs Bunny. I just love these old drawings, man. I love that they kept them. I love that they have them. For those of you who have not done the Warner Brothers tour, I am going to highly suggest you do it. I believe it was $60 just to do it, but it's worth it. And they do, if you tell them what movies you like, and just tell them every movie you like. Don't narrow it down to just Warner Brothers. Go across the board. Because they filmed some Jurassic Park on the lot. They have filmed some Muppets on that lot. Ghostbusters 2 was filmed on the Warner Brothers lot. So just for context, if you do these tours with Warner Brothers, you just tell them all the movies you like. You just tell them all your favorites, and if there's and TV shows too, right? Like, I was surprised about some of the shows that were filmed there. Here's a fun, neat little fact, because I also mentioned, big fan of Gremlins. We all are. We love it. I keep saying that. Why am I doing that tonight? If anyone has seen the first Gremlins movie, there's that crotchety old lady who has to use that motorized chair to get up the stairs. And then the Gremlins hotwire it. She goes flying out the front window. That same house is the same house from the opening of Growing Pains. So I had no idea. I never put two and two together. I never would have thought of doing that. But that's the same house. That same house that they launched an old lady out of the top window out of is the same house from Growing Pains. Blew my mind. There's Jetsons. Love Jetsons. Think Flintstones is net. Yeah, there it is. Because, wait. What does that say? Waist shot size comparison. Hilarious. I love it. I love the old Hanna-Barbera stuff. Batman Cal from Batman Returns. Seen better days. Definitely seen better days. Chat, let me know if there's anything that if anyone here done this tour. Is this something you'd be interested in doing? Do you need more tips and tricks on doing this? Or have you been to other studio tours? What other studios have you seen? Let me know. Be part of the conversation. We're all hanging out here. Flash 739. So that means Leonardo DiCaprio is in the Gremlins universe. I would think so. Alan Thicke too, Canadian. Alan Thicke. There's the Batmobile model. They had that there. I probably should have adjusted that, but oh well. So they have that there. They have the one for Batman Forever. And, look at that. Look at that beautiful man's reflection. Beautiful. Freshman Fan Sports Show. I also love sports. Thank you for being here. I did the Universal Studios tour and saw the Blade Runner car. That is awesome. Speaking of Blade Runner was also filmed on the Warner Brothers studio lot. So we were down like this Main Street area, which looks like old Main Street, USA. And they were like, yeah, you would never believe this, but right down here, you're downtown Blade Runner. They just changed all the signs and stuff. And I was like, what is happening? I thought that was really cool as well. The people who are doing the tours on this, bless them, man. They are amazing at their job. So when you're done the tour and you're done going all through the lot, they drop you off here. The other side of this, because there's two sides of this. There's the DC side, and then there's the Harry Potter side. I didn't feel the need I needed Harry Potter in the photo. Harry Potter's fine. Not a huge fan of the creator. But I thought this was cooler. I mean, it's Keaton Batman, Momoa from Fast and Furious, and Gal Gadot also from Fast and Furious. I love it. Some comics. They used to have, I don't know, I guess they must have taken them down. They used to have, in the Warner Brothers tour, they used to have like really like expensive comics. We're talking like Action Comics #1, Detective Comics #15, like all this like crazy stuff on the tour. That has since been taken out. Maybe because it's been like $14 million worth of comics. I don't know. But they did take all of that stuff out. And what I love about these 4 comics, I own one of them. I bought one of them when they first came out. Still got it. First appearance of Harley Quinn, Batman Adventures, right there. Next to the first appearance of Poison Ivy. Fun fact, when I was in the DC archives 5 years ago, I got to touch some of this stuff. Clearly not Action Comics #1. I believe the only person that gets to come in and touch Action Comics #1 was Frank Miller. He's the only one that can go down there and be like, hey, I'm going to touch this. And they let him. And that's understandable. I mean, say what you want about Frank Miller. The dude is still a legend, and he's still getting our, I think it still deserves our respect for how he's changed and what he's done for the comic industry. Payne's Toy Samples is here. Thank you. Nolan is here as well. Thank you for coming out, hanging out. HBO Max probably sold those comics for cash. Oh, God, wouldn't that be it? Well, we would have heard about that. They probably just went back into the archives, to be honest. The display is completely different than what it was 5 years ago, but here's some of the cool stuff they also had in there. So they got the Riddler and Penguin's costume from The Batman, my boys. My favorite Batman movie to date. Close behind it is Mask of the Phantasm still, because I do love that movie, but The Batman gave me everything I needed, right? I see you, Cougar McGillicuddy. I see you. All right, well, and then here, this is like so random. So you, for their villains' costumes that they had on display, because it's the gate there between the two sets of costumes is the Arkham Asylum gate, as we all know. But I found it really funny. It was like, here's the Dark Knight Joker, and also here's Arnold Schwarzenegger's costume from Batman and Robin. I was like, I kind of wish I wish this was bigger. Like, I wish how do I put this? I wish Warner Brothers just made a DC Comics museum. And I honestly wish that Disney and Marvel would do the exact same thing. And I think there's so much there. Like when you go to Japan, there is a Sentai museum out in Kyoto. And you go into one room, and one room is every Red Ranger costume. You go into the next room, it's every Yellow Ranger. You go to the next room, every Blue Ranger variation. And I feel like there's been enough movies from both Marvel and DC that they should have all of this on display. Instead of, letting people buy them and then sell them at the prop store auctions. They should be. This is where I become Indiana Jones. This belongs in a museum, and I would love nothing more if they did like here, like just buy movie. Here's Batman 66. Here's Superman 77. Here's Wonder Woman, right? The Linda Carter, like just, and then go Batman 89, Returns, Forever, Robin, Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Just have all the different rooms of all the different movies, and then also showcase all the comics and stuff too. There's so much rich heritage with both Marvel and DC. Like, I couldn't imagine a Marvel museum where you walk into a room and it's all of Chris Evans' Captain America costumes that he ever wore. Like, it would just, or all, like, and then you could have like the Hall of Armor of like all of Iron Man's suits. Like, I feel like there's so much here with both Marvel and DC, and I just don't think they're utilizing what they have. Like, I feel like a sad comment where it's like, hey, do you not like money? You're just leaving money on the table. That's what it feels like. But anyways, these suits are amazing in person. These costumes have so much beautiful detail. I do believe I took a right. There's the Arkham Asylum gate that used to be, I believe, in their gift shop. And I just took another extra picture. I just wanted to get a closer look. I think this costume rules. I still think one of the best things about Batman and Robin is this bloody suit. It is so good. Hang on. Let me just go and hang out with the chat here for a bit. Is that Mr. Freeze? This is from Stanley. Is that Freeze costume LED? How was it lit? It looked like it was LEDs. Matt Bush, I thought Arnold leased his Mr. Freeze costume for $1 a year. Maybe this might be it. I mean, he had more than one costume. In fact, it would have been, like I said, if they did a museum, do the slippers and house coat too. Do it all. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. Japan is awesome. I worked in the IP field, and they have the best patent and trademark office. Yeah, I absolutely believe that. Right? Matt Bush, you're making me pissed that it does not exist. I'm pissed it doesn't exist. Smoked Ham, they should buy that building in Cincinnati that looks like the Hall of Justice and make it a DC museum. Yes. I can't think. Yeah, that's exactly what they should do. Monsters from Beyond, thank you for being here. Arkham, I hardly knew him. Flash 739, I wish there was a film television museum dedicated solely to superheroes. Smithsonian needs to make this. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there'd be more money in it if there was like a Marvel museum and a DC museum, because it's just, to me, I feel like things would be too watered down if you tried to do it in a larger scope. I think if they did a comic book museum just in general, I think that's one thing. I think if you're going to do a Marvel museum and a DC museum with all the different mediums, I think they should have their own, straight up. Also, I was out with my buddy Brandon from the BC DeLorean, and we went out for just a quick bite to eat. We were talking about like how we wish the Marvel area in Disney was bigger and more immersive, just like Batuu is or Radiator Springs. I should have done this as an episode today. The next time it's Slow News Day, I'm going to just do an episode talking about what we want to see in a DC theme park. Like, if they just, let's say they got rid of they got the IP back from Six Flags. Let's face it, a roller coaster named Batman just ain't cutting it for me. I need something more immersive. And let's say now with the Marvel stuff leaving Universal, they're able to bring in DC. What could they do? What should they do? Let's save that one for a future episode. Let's keep going. The Batman. This costume's amazing. This car is amazing. And I just found out that Catwoman is absolutely tiny. I did not know she was this bloody small. Betty is tiny. Catwoman's even smaller. We're not quite understanding how this works, because she's even like on a platform to display the costume, and she's just so little. But it was cool to see that costume. It was absolutely the coolest. And there's the car. How cool is that car? I love that car so much. Right? Matt Bush, the Fortress of Solitude ride. We're waiting in line is like a Harry Potter castle. Right? I think that would just be, even if, see, again, I want something fully immersive with all this DC stuff. But there's that car, that beautiful, beautiful car. I did take a lot of photos of this car. My apologies. There we go. Selena Kyle. Once again, there it is. Oh. You have a photo out there, yes. And yeah, they had a lot of stuff. Wonder Woman 84. I mean, okay, not the best, not DC's best work by any means. It's right up there with Halle Berry's Catwoman, I guess. Smoked Ham, maybe the guys who just bought the Flatiron building should turn it into a Marvel museum with a Daily Bugle sign out front. Oh, I would love that. I think if they did a Marvel museum as well, I think they'd have to renegotiate another sort of contract with Sony, because you'd need to have those Spider-Man costumes in there, right? You need a Spider-Man room. Somebody's got to do this, please. Flash 739. If there's a DC themed theme park, whew, it's harder to say than it is to read. We need Apocalypse Land. Okay, all are tortured while waiting in line. Well, sometimes waiting in line is torture enough. Stanley, I have the 1/6 scale Jazz Inc. Batmobile on pre-order. Lights, smoke, sounds. Yep. Dude, I love all that stuff. Let's see what we got here. More Wonder Woman 84. I love it when they do photos and stuff like this, these fake photos. I love it. I love it. I love it. Allison Troy, I see you. And yes, we're into Wonder Woman 84 territory, and just some Wonder Woman territory in general. There it is. The Snyder version, the Justice League. Had to get photos of these because who knows how long that will last. Here's just more pictures of me in the Stam car because I love it. This is so cool. This one's one-seater though. How do we feel about that? How do we feel about a one-seated Batmobile? That's okay. He didn't have to give anyone rides in this movie. There's no Robin yet. We'll see what happens. There it is. Wowo's costume. Right? We got the Aquaman. I still can't get over how massive Ben Affleck is. Right? Beautiful man, Henry Cavill. Flash. Let's call Flash. All right. And Cyborg. It's funny. He's all CG, so someone had to like print this out and sculpt it. That's all right. Shazam. It's nice to see him getting some representation in here. There's Aquaman's from his solo movie. Right? They had a whole more props from Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel. So again, we're still in kind of the Snyder era. Lois Lane's desk. They like I said, there's still a lot of Snyder stuff, but I thought this is the best time to take photos of it because all of this will probably either be downsized or moved or gone or all the above once James Gunn gets his stuff going. It's more Aquaman stuff, right? Like all this is like super cool. There it is. This is not the Hot Toys, by the way. It's not a Hot Toys 1-to-1 scale Dark Knight armory set. This is this is just it. This is it. This is his little clear closet that he hides his Batman stuff in. Now I'm really questioning this. It's like, what's the point? Why have it clear? Like, I guess maybe it's not supposed to be. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's not supposed to be for hiding. I don't know. I just feel like, why is it clear? Again, there's just some more stuff, more cases for his belt, batarangs and grapple guns and all that fun stuff. Matt Bush asks, no Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern and no Brandon Routh Superman. Nope, none of that. Yeah. And Flash 739, did you see King of the Wicker People? I did not. But yeah, here's I think this, yeah, just more armory stuff. I was like, oh, that's a really blurry picture of the Batpod. But this was their area, and if you see here, like, so they had these 3 vehicles on display, and that was really it. Everything else they kind of put back here on this projection screen to look like the Batcave. No, and Flash 739 is asking if there's any of the CW TV stuff. None of that either. And again, this brings me to my point of, like, I really wish we had a museum to display all this stuff, because there is so much. I love the vehicles, but they just, 3 wasn't enough. We're going to take a closer look at the Keaton Batmobile here in a second. But here you can see, like, on this screen, you know, they put the dinosaur and the big penny and all that stuff, which was like a nice touch to try to make the whole area look like a Batcave. But come on, I know you got more cars in there somewhere. No Suicide Squad stuff either, Matt Bush. Frustrated fan frustrated fan sports show. Doell, thank you for taking these pics. You're very welcome. Dude, you got to check these out. Here's the Batwing from Batman versus Superman. So here is the Keaton Batmobile. This looks weird. It looked weird. It just, everything about it looked weird. I was like, this looks like a gray shell. You can't go to the side. So this is about the best photo you can get of it. You can't go to the side to see the cockpit or anything like that. This looks like a weird Hot Wheels repaint. Monsters from Beyond coming in with the knowledge. It's the Six Flags one, I think. And that now to me makes way more sense, because Betty and I were just like, this doesn't look right. Like, I get that the muggles coming in here are going to be all like, whoa, it's the Batmobile. And they're going to get all super excited. Yeah, yes, exactly. Lucha Johnny, yes. And we noticed this too. In the reflection, is it the reflection or is the front turbine half melted? Yeah, it was a little droopy. That was not a reflection. It's just a little limp. But yeah, we were a little kind of like, and me knowing, having done this tour 5 years ago, and I knew that everything updated, so I was like, I need to check out the updates. And plus, I wanted to see all the stuff from The Batman, because that movie just gets me just going. And I was like, where's the other one? And the hubcaps look weird too. Yes, they do. Yep, nose cone droopy. It sure is. Matt Bush, time for yes. Time for a little blue pill for this Batmobile. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. Oh, okay. I can call you John. I will call you John. Thank you. That makes things a little easier. Lucha Johnny, remember back in the day when MTV had a contest and gave away the Keaton Batmobile to a viewer? I do. Who got that? Do we know? We should try to find out who wins all these like crazy weird ass contests. Flash 739, guys, it's an old car. It's gonna lose some strength and hardness. It could happen. Highly articulated, considering it's the fact that it can keep the tip up as an accomplishment. No, I'm with you. This is like it's weird. Also, of all the Robin costumes to display, this is the one we're gonna go with. Dead Robin from Batman vs Superman. This is where we're going to go. You have 2 Chris O'Donnell costumes. You've got a Burt Ward costume, but this is the one you give us. I get that it's a cool display and it's meant to, like, I understand that this area that it's in is meant to look like a bat cave. But come on. Maybe I'm just being sensitive, but come on. They did have this, though. They did have the original Trinity. So they did have Linda Carter, right? Christopher Reeve, and Michael Keaton's Batman costumes. I believe this is a refurbished costume. This might be the one that Reeves Effects did, and I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to ask him, because this one's definitely refurbished. This is not the original costume. Stanley, there's a YouTube channel that documented all those MTV contests. I'm going to look for that. Monsters from Beyond. I was there during Justice League, and they had the Forever Car and Tumbler too. Right. I'm going to get to that. I have photos from the old one. Flash 739, the Chris O'Donnell Robin costume is not family safe. That codpiece will poke an eye out. Dude, come on. It's a family costume. 100%. There it is. It was really cool seeing these costumes all kind of side by side, because to me, they all still hold up. Say what you want about Christopher Reeve's costume. I think it's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. And this was like at the end of the tour. Like, so when we came out, there's the Wonder Woman bronze statue that was just unveiled not too long ago. And yeah, there it is. Moving forward, I just want to take you through quickly on some of the stuff that was the Warner Brothers tour about 5 years ago, that I thought was just super cool, and I wish they kind of brought it back. Here's Robin Cycle from Batman and Robin. Very, very cool, right? There's the Batman Forever Batmobile, all lit up in its glory. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The bronze statue from the end of Dark Knight Rises. This to me looks more like Keaton's Batmobile. However, this one is the reflection where it looks droopy because it wasn't droopy. But this one was like stark black. It lit up. You could go and look inside the cockpit, had everything there. If you look in the very far back as well, you'll see Joker's Lambo. There it is. Joker's Lamborghini from David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Right? There's some of those awesome interiors. This car to me, as much as I don't like this movie, a very Toyetic car. They had more props from the Schumacher verse, which I absolutely love. And I love this picture, by the way, of Bane in disguise. Never would have known it was him. But I love it. And I swear this is like this. You could, I would love to somehow deep fake this Bane into the beginning of Dark Knight Rises. And they're both on an airplane. That would be the best. Why isn't Warner Brothers making these snow globes for real? I don't know. But it seems to me this is more money being left on the table. I think we need more merch like this. This is the kind of stuff that we need. You know what? If they're not going to make it, hey, Trevor from NECA, if you're watching this, you know what? I think you should pitch this. Let's get this stuff made. The sled, also from Batman and Robin, was on display. Beautiful. I love how the Schumacher stuff lit up like Tron. Like, I absolutely, absolutely love it. There's the bomb from Dark Knight Rises. The modern day, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. There's the tumbler itself. There it is. Nice big beefy boy. It is pretty cool in person. I know I give the Nolan trilogy a really hard time. But I do like this car. I just wish they called it a Batmobile and not a Tumbler, because guess what? It's a Batmobile. End of the day, it's a Batmobile. Just call it that. Batgirl's motorbike, also from the end of Batman and Robin. Fun fact, it was the fastest vehicle in the garage. They were asked, because they did like, hey, does anyone know what the fastest vehicle here is? I knew it had to be one of the bikes, but sure, it was this one. This is the fastest vehicle of the 90s Batman prop vehicles. Fun stuff, right? There's his hang glider. See, for Batman's 75th anniversary. Gosh, man, that was all the way back then, hey? Whoo! We're already at like 80 years of Batman. They had this there too. This is like one of my favorite things. Gotham Free Press, Gotham Times, Gotham Post. Gonna have to get another one of these made. It says Gotham City Tonight. This is one of my biggest inspirations for the name of this show, to be honest. I wanted something that sounded like these. Right? Gotham Times. And these are obviously, I'm talking like, these are from Batman Returns, when he's grabbing the stuff from the newspapers for the kids. Like, Batman blows it. He saved thousands of dollars in property damage alone. Let's see if I can get this one to work. There we go. So this is when you go in. This is right at the very front of the studio tours. They did a big thing on Tiny Toons. I didn't realize it was such a... Oh, our boy. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. But that's, that was my summer vacation. That was it. Hang on. Let me pop in and hang on with the... See what the chat's got to say here. We got Monsters from Beyond. It begs the question, where did they put these wonderful toys? This, yeah, like, did they just throw them in a props warehouse and then the other cars just go sit in a garage? I have no idea. I want that Bane picture hidden in our family picture shelf. I would love that. I would love that more than anything. Shiny Plastic People is here. Thank you for coming here and hanging out. And yes, because they are jerks. Doell and the Snow Globe should have been made decades ago. Agreed. You'd think that would be like a staple, like just such an easy win. These gothic looking snow globes with the Art Deco sculptures holding them up. They would sell like hot bread. As Toy Anxiety would say. Thank you, Matt Bush. Flash739, dude, was your ride there? I mean, the Matt ski boat? Not that one. Not that one. I think that one was just a small model anyway, so I don't think they would have a big one, but I have yet to see the model for that. That was probably also sold at probably one of those prop auctions. Shiny Plastic People, I loved the Tumbler. You know what? I always, like I said, I give those movies a hard time, but I can't deny how cool that vehicle is, especially with the Escape Pod motorbike. To me, that when he first did that, I popped. I was such a dirty mark. Thunderhouse Design. Thank you for being here. DC Collectibles made some snow globes a while back. I have the Gotham Batman one. Guess what I'm looking for tonight? Snow globes. Stanley, is there a backstory why it's called the Tumbler? I could probably find out. I think it's because they also want everything to be real world, so that's why, like, the Batwing was just called the Bat. The Batmobile was called the Tumbler. There was no Bat Cave, right? Like, they never even really called him Batman, did they? No, they did. Joker did. Got one thing. I'll kill the Batman. Thunderhausen. There's an Etsy maker that makes Daily Bugle ones. From real newspaper machines. That's great. I'm going to look for that. Nolan, Adams West Bass Cycle was the coolest, though. Yvonne's Craig was pretty awesome. Again, you would think if you're going to have a display of Batmobiles, it doesn't matter what movie you're promoting, and everything else, you would think they would want the 66 Batmobile on display all the time. Anyways, I'm going to work myself into a shoot. Nolan, that's pretty awesome. Thanks for sharing. You're very welcome. It was my honor to share. Flash739, I love Mark Hamill's Joker announcing a new episode of Tiny Toons Adventure during the end credits. Me too. I love that stuff. Randall, thank you for being here. Man, they added a lot to the tour DC since the tour for DC since last year. They did. That's kind of the big reason why I wanted to go. Luckily enough, Betty was totally down. I wasn't sure if she would be, but she was like, "Yep, let's do it." Again, it could be. You see the potential there, and it could be so much more, right? John, yeah, that was really cool. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? You're welcome. I'm happy to do this. Like, this was it was honestly so much fun. The Warner Brothers tour, folks, it was $60 well spent, and I will, I will absolutely tell everyone, that's the tour to go to. I've been on other tours. I can't really talk about my Disney tour that much because I knew people that worked in two separate areas of the tour. If anyone saw my Instagram stories, I got a tour of Lucasfilm and I got a tour of Disney Animation. But not a lot of photos I'm allowed to take there. But that was a pretty in-depth insider tour that we got, and it was so much. The Disney studios are beautiful, by the way, because there's so much history. Like, you got to remember, those things were being used. Those studios have been used since the 1930s. Beautiful, cool stuff. Stanley, was there any Tracer Bob merchandise there? There was no Bob merch. In fact, I was surprised at the lack of Batman 89 merch with the Flash coming out so soon. To be honest, it was like a, what did they have there? They kind of had these classic looking Batman Hawaiian shirts and stuff. It was pretty cool. Monsters from Beyond, Hot Topic would have an entire wall of those snow globes. They would. Right? Randall, Autumn 1st, Gotham snow globes. All right. I'm just going to Google it now so I don't forget. Thank you for that, Randall. Autumn 1st, Gotham. Look at that. That's Gotham. Yeah, they got it. Anton First needs to be doing more. Where is he now? He didn't pass. Oh, he did. He did pass away. He passed away in 91? Ooh, that was a long time ago. Okay. Derek just wrapped recording. Looks like a replay for me. Yeah, sorry, Derek. I am just wrapping up. I'm just going through the chat, and then we're going to call it a night. Smoked Ham, thanks for sharing. You're very welcome. And yeah, go watch the final Flash episode, everybody. Go check that out. Thank you for hanging out tonight, Smoked Ham. Flash739, very cool to see all this. And nice to see that someone who works on movies is still excited by them. Absolutely. There's so much cool history with these old studios in Burbank that I love it. In fact, I know that the Universal tour is kind of part of the Universal Studios and stuff. And it's cool to see Hill Valley from Back to the Future, of course, right? And stuff they got some cool stuff, but it's that same tour kind of over and over. It's not really specified to the person going on the tour. You can't, where I feel like this is they make this tour for you, and it's great. I learned about shows I couldn't even cared about because we had a group of women on our tour who were obsessed with Gilmore Girls. You know what? All power to them. They had an absolute blast, and I had a blast watching them have a blast. It was a lot of fun. Randall got McFarlane's Batmobile 89, and it is cool. The Mattel Retro Toy Biz Batman fits perfect. Well, that's good to know. There is a great Batmobile doc on YouTube. Pre-Pattinson, maybe Snyder. All right, I will check that out. Monsters from Beyond, the Peterson Automotive Museum here in LA had a 66 and 89, the legit one. Cars on display for a while too. But yeah, see, they should. DC, come on. Let's get a museum going. The 80s experience. I should require a 66 Batmobile at every birthday party of mine from now on. Dude, 100%. 100%. Yeah, and even Alice is saying, hey, better late than never, Derek, right? It's cool. Please watch. Please watch. Flash739, I want one of those 89 Joker Gang bomber jackets. I know you can get the patches off Etsy. So you can start there. Randall, Anton Frisco. Oh, man. That's so upsetting. But that's good to know. But, Lucha Johnny, that was fun. I'm glad you had fun. Matt Bush, Disney Plus removing shows. I rushed to watch the Willow show. Matt Bush, here's my thought process on them removing shows. I have a feeling that this writer's strike is going to end. It's going to end this summer. I think it's got a while to go because there's going to be a writer's strike and a director's guild strike coming. I know the actors have already done the voting. So I expect a strike to start happening with the actors very soon, and then the directors guild will probably soon follow after that. Hi, Kevin. Toying around. I see you. I also just used your code Toying Around at eCollectibles this week. If you are a Canadian and you're looking for some toys and you want to get a little extra deal, use code Toying Around. Get an extra 10% off your purchase. And they also have free shipping to Canadians as well when you bundle up your toys. So just a heads up on that. Disney Plus removing shows. Yes, so there's a director's strike coming. And then after so I think there is going to be, I think the strike is going to go on for a while in different stages. But I do feel like the writer's strike might be ending sooner than later. And I think them removing shows has to be a part of that, because they're going to take out all their low-performing shows, which, by the way, all the streaming services keep secret on what the, on what the ratings are, like how many times things like the numbers are when it comes to streaming. So they can kind of cancel whatever they want when they want. And because they didn't have to pay residuals, they just owned it. They could just go in and load up your streaming services, and that's that. But now if they're about to have to pay residuals on people, and for writers, this means they can take the things that they feel like they would have to pay extra on that they don't want to, that's underperforming, and then take it off. So again, I think that's why a lot of the stuff that would usually just stay on for the sake of staying on, because it's just more content to have on the channel, I think that's going on the wayside. I think now if a show underperforms, they're not going to want to have to pay people they don't feel like paying. There it is. You brought up the moving Disney shows. I'm just giving my opinion on what I see on a regular basis at my own job. Thanos Copter. So Doell, when are you opening up a superhero museum? Gosh, when I win the lottery. Monsters from Beyond. Hey, Gilmore Girls is fun. Hey, dude, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. You love Gilmore Girls? Go for it. And also bring that up with the Warner Brothers tour. You're gonna get a whole complete history on Gilmore Girls, right? And imagine Gotham Gilmore Girls. I do every day. Derek Hoover, I'm an overachiever. Yeah. The 80s experience. Finally got my Michael Keaton figure yesterday. So good. Now time to find a Batmobile. Which one did you get? Did you find the McFarlane one, or did you find... I don't want to say it because Kevin's here. Did you get the Mezco? Who got Mezco? Or even eventually. Is anyone still waiting for their Mezco figure? Hey, I've been here listening while I do other things. Well, thank you for hanging out here, Black Phoenix. It's all good. Toying around. Yep. Master of plugging. I do my best, man. I do my absolute best. best. Flash 739. I remember the president of Disney saying that when something shows up on Disney Plus, it stays there. So much for that. Yep, dude, all that stuff is going to change. The moment they have to start paying residuals to writers, actors, directors, that's it. It's going to be just like regular old TV. If the show doesn't do well, it gets canceled. It's just how things are going to be. Randall, I wish The Flash was being released on June 23rd and not June 17th to mark a nice synergy with the same release date as Batman 89. I also think that would be very cool. I also wish it was opening that weekend because I would be down in Washington for Washington SummerCon. It looks like I will be there. My buddy Paul, he is a guest at Washington SummerCon, so we'll be out and about drinking whiskey at his table. I'm going to sneak some whiskey in. I hope no one from Washington SummerCon is listening to me right now. And yeah, that's it would have been cool to go see it with Lexi as well, because Lexi will also be there. It would have been really cool to all have gone and watched The Flash together. But say la vie. Say la vie. Untitled Chapter. I'm just now clicking on everything. Flash 739, I suppose I'm going to have to pirate Willow. I don't have time to watch it right now. You got to figure out something. Got to make a plan. Matt Bush, I was saving some of these shows for the summer rerun time. I bet. I think a lot of people were. I don't even think I've watched the second season of The Mighty Ducks yet either. Boba Wave. Thank you for being here, Boba Wave. The Flash Batmobile just arrived 10 minutes ago from Entertainment Earth, and I'm sending it back. Disappointed in the canopy being gray. Oh, no. Dude, did you see that dude that was like just spray painting him matte black? Do that. Just do it. I mean, the Batmobile is like, what, $60? Like, for you, American? Like, nothing. 80s experience. Imagine Gotham Golden Girls. I could, as long as it's Aunt Harriet. If Aunt Harriet's the lead, I'm down. Shiny Plastic People. I saw the Beast Kingdom Keaton. Whew, let me try that again. I saw the Beast Kingdom Keaton Bats and the Nicholson Joker yesterday, and I spent too much money already. Did you? Wait, you saw them and you bought them? Dude. Derek Hoover, oh man, not releasing The Flash the same release date as Batman seems like a missed opportunity. Yeah, but that's DC for you. Flash 739, Disney Plus should remove that trash called The Book of Boba Fett. Hey now! I like that show. Zip it. Toying around, what if the canopy is gray in the movie? That's a very good point. And again, too, the one thing I keep bitching about the Batmobile, as everyone who watches me on the regular knows, I keep complaining that the Batmobile is a one-seater. I hate that it's a one-seater. The one-seater thing makes me really upset and mad, and I just feel like that makes toy companies look and feel lazy. Just make it a fucking two-seater. Or just make your toys the appropriate size that you need to make it a two-seater. Do something. Come on. But again, what if it's a one-seater in the movie? And I'm getting all like bent out of shape for nothing. Right? So joke could end up being on me on that one. Could end up beating Crow. Derek Hoover, Aunt Harriet is the Betty White. Easily. For sure. Shiny Plastic People passed on those toys. Could not spend $260 on two figures. Come on. $260? Come on, you could do that. That's what, 2 cartons of eggs in the States? You're fine. You're fine. Yes. Well, one-seater is poo. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you for having my back on this. Hey! I think that's how you pronounce it. Like the fonts. Hey! Thank you for being here, by the way. I want a Kim Basinger for the Batmobile. Dude, so do I. I absolutely do. You know what I love about the DC Direct Batman Animated Series Batmobile? It's giant. It's big. 2 seats. 2 seats. That's how it should be. Light up cockpit. Light up turbine. Working headlights. Come on. Was it expensive? A little over $100. Come on. Let's get it going, guys. Come on. We're not that bad with the inflation. Let's make this shit work. Right? Bubble Wave. If it is, then that sucks. Yes. Agreed. Stanley, are you assisting Jake with panels interviews at SummerCon? I don't know. Guess I should talk to Jake. should find out. Nolan, NECA better get her likeness rights and make her. Can NECA make figures from Batman or just props? I should probably talk to... I have a friend at NECA. Maybe I should reach out and ask. Might be able to get some input on that. Bubble Wave, just going to get my money back. Reorder the 1/18th Batmobile from Jada. Jada is about, I think, is on the verge to become one of the top toy lines of the year. Because their 6-inch Universal Monster figures were actually pretty good. Their Street Fighter figures are awesome. They look amazing. And I can't wait to own them all. And I think, like, I don't know how many people are actual, like, car toy collectors, whether it's Hot Wheels, whether it's Jada. But even I have the Jada Batmobile from the Batman because it's so good, right? And that thing like lights up too, and it just looks really pretty. It's nice. So I don't know if there's any people here that collect cars, or toys of cars, or model cars. But I think like Jada just does some really good work. So kudos to them. I will shill for Jada. If Jada ever emailed me, Jada, I will shill for you. I will shill for you so hard. Randall, calling it, Keaton's Batmobile won't be used in the movie. Only Batflex Batcycle and Keaton's Batwing. Ooh, strong words. Strong words. We'll find out in a month? In a month? I already bought my tickets for the Flash as well. Did everyone else buy their tickets for the Flash? I also have the SH Figure Arts Keaton Batman. That's from the 80s experience. I have not gotten into SH Figure Arts. I'm too scared to. Again, it's already bad enough that my boy Paul got me into Hot Toys, and that is already a dangerous slope. I hate my friends. Shiny Plastic People, they could probably make a Kim Basinger figure, but not a Vicky Vale. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking the exact same thing you were. Monsters from Beyond. Jada did the General Mills Serial Monsters too. Correct. And that Chester Cheetah figure and those Mega Man figures coming out. They're doing a lot and they're looking good. I'm all for it. Right? I'm absolutely all for it. Monsters from Beyond. We have a Tumblr 6689 Batmobile diecast. And they're very, very, very nice. The one that, because like it's funny, you can get, there's a bigger size of the Jada diecast vehicles you can get in the States that for some reason you can't get in Canada. And I was lucky enough to get my Batmobile again from Paul. I'm just going to keep name dropping Paul, I guess. And I was lucky enough to get mine from him, but I would love a nice diecast one of the animated series Batmobile, but not the one from the first 3 seasons because I already have the big one from DC Direct. Get me the one from season 4. Get me that one. John, from Frustrated Fans, there's a 1/24th scale. Their 1/24 scale cars are amazing. Agreed. Boba Wave, I have a shelf of movie prop culture cars, so it will fit in perfectly. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I actually really think, that's so cool. Derek Hoover, Doell, please use your NECA juice to get us Ernst, Harry and the Hendersons, and Buckaroo Bonsai figures. Oh, all of those are winners. Every one of them. Every one of those gets a W beside it. Good call. Thanos Copter, yeah, the Jada Mega Man figures look epic. They do. They do. As Kevin from Toying Around would say, they're dope. He does the nope or dope. And I'm always pretty positive, so when he posts that, I'm always posting dope. There was the Avengers box set that was Amazon box set, the Avengers West Coast from Marvel Legends box set that was dropped today. It goes up for pre-order tomorrow, and I was reading like, nope, and I'm like, well, I need that Mockingbird. So it's getting dope from me. Yeah, Nolan seconds that, right? So it's let's get those figures. But here we are. It's 8:00. Let's wrap this up. Folks, thank you all for being here. Don't forget, we are on our path, on our way to 1,000. But I think even before we hit 1,000, I think 4 subscribers, regardless if we hit 1,000 or not, I think we're going to start doing some giveaways. We'll get into that more next week when Lexi is here. And, you know, that's just something we want to do. We just have so many prizes built up. We've got more things coming. We got some. You know what? I'm just gonna say it straight up too. I got sent a little something from NECA for the show, and so I'm gonna be working on something to do with that as well. So pretty stoked about that. So again, please stay tuned, and we'll I'll see you all next week and in the future. It was all great hanging out and just talking about this tour, and it just got me super excited all about this stuff. And I'm gonna log off and I'm gonna watch the Batman. That's what I feel like doing. I'm gonna do that tonight. I don't work tomorrow. I can do whatever I want. I'm an adult. And John, from Frustrated Fans, do you have a page we can post pictures to? I don't. I have none of. I don't have any social media set up for Gotham City Tonight outside of Twitter. So you can find us on Twitter at Gotham City Tonight. If you want to tweet to us, we will happily retweet it and showcase your stuff. Again, I'm just waiting for us to get 1,000 so we can get a members page going, and then we'll start doing like Discord and all that kind of fun stuff. We can talk about comics, talk about the stuff that we're collecting, talk about the shows that we're watching as well, and even dabbling a little bit into that Marvel and Dark Horse and Image Comics and all that other kind of fun stuff. So just keep an eye out for that. We'll get there when we get there. But yes, thank you everyone again for hanging out and being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, that's it. That's it for me. Good night.